This 45-year-old beautiful woman was not satisfied with her husband when she fell in love with a 22-year-old gorgeous girl. Their relationship grew deeper and deeper, and they spent many nights together in bed. But one night, everything fell apart when the 45-year-old woman suddenly vomited. My name is Clara, and I am a 45-year-old American woman who has spent most of her life striving to be successful. James, my husband, and I had been married for over 20 years. Over the years, something changed. We rarely shared a laugh, and intimacy was almost non-existent. It felt like we were roommates rather than partners. I tried to revive our love many times. I planned date nights, left little notes for him, and even talked about seeing a counselor. One ordinary Monday morning, I was reviewing resumes for a new assistant. I had scheduled interviews for the day and was expecting the usual lineup of fresh college graduates, eager to make a mark. When the door opened and she walked in, I felt a jolt I hadn't experienced in years. Her name was Emily. She was 22 years old, with curly blonde hair, sparkling green eyes, and an infectious energy that filled the room. She was confident, but not arrogant, sweet, but not overly sugary. Something about her felt magnetic, and for the first time in a long while, I felt a spark. As she answered my questions, I found myself captivated. She spoke with passion about her dreams and ambitions, and I couldn't help but admire her courage. By the end of the interview, I knew I had to hire her. It wasn't just about her qualifications. It was about the way she made me feel. Emily quickly became an essential part of my team. She was diligent, creative, and always brought a fresh perspective to the table. But more than that, she brought light into my life. Her laughter echoed in the hallways, and her presence seemed to make the office brighter. We started spending more time together, first discussing work, then talking about life. She shared stories about her childhood, her struggles, and her dreams. I, in turn, opened up about my unhappy marriage and my feelings of loneliness. Emily listened with genuine concern, and her empathy touched me deeply. Over time, our bond grew stronger. We began having lunch together, then dinners. We'd go for walks in the park and sometimes just sit and talk for hours. With her, I felt a joy I hadn't felt in decades. It was during one of these moments, as we sat by the lake, that I realized my feelings for her had grown into something more than friendship. One evening, after a long day at work, we found ourselves alone in my office. The city lights sparkled through the window, and there was a comfortable silence between us. Gathering all my courage, I looked into her eyes and said, "Emily, I need to tell you something." She tilted her head, her expression curious. "What is it, Clara?" My heart raced as I spoke. "I don't know when it happened, but I've started to feel something for you. Something I haven't felt in a very long time. You've brought happiness back into my life, and I think I've fallen in love with you." For a moment, she was silent, her cheeks turning a soft shade of pink. Then, to my surprise, she smiled. "Clara, I felt the same way. I just didn't know how to tell you." Without thinking, I leaned forward, and our lips met. It was a kiss filled with longing and the promise of something beautiful. From that moment, our relationship shifted. We weren't just colleagues or friends. We were something much deeper. Emily and I began spending more time together outside of work. We explored the city, tried new restaurants, and even went on weekend getaways. Each moment with her felt like a dream. She made me laugh. She made me feel wanted. And most importantly, she made me feel alive. We spent our evenings curled up on the couch, sharing stories and watching old movies. She had a way of making even the simplest moments feel magical. One night, She surprised me by cooking dinner at my place. It wasn't anything fancy, just pasta and a bottle of wine. But it was the most romantic evening of my life. We danced in the kitchen to a soft tune playing in the background, her arms wrapped around me as if I was the most precious thing in her world. On weekends, we would escape to the countryside. There was something about being away from the city that brought us even closer. We'd walk hand in hand through quiet trails, stopping to take pictures or just sit and enjoy the view. She loved taking pictures, capturing the beauty of nature, and often said, "Clara, you're the most beautiful part of every scene." Her words made my heart soar. We planned spontaneous trips, like driving to the beach late at night just to watch the sunrise. We'd sit on the sand, our fingers intertwined, as the world around us came alive with color. Those moments felt timeless, as if nothing could touch us, as if the universe had conspired to bring us together. Our love grew in unexpected ways. She taught me how to slow down and enjoy life, while I helped her navigate the challenges of adulthood. We became each other's safe haven, a sanctuary from the chaos of the outside world. Every time I looked at her, I felt a deep sense of gratitude for having found her. She wasn't just my lover. She was my best friend, my confidant, and my partner in every sense of the word. Our blissful bubble burst one day when Emily fell ill. It started with a fever and fatigue, but when it didn't go away, I insisted she see a doctor. She hesitated at first, but eventually she agreed. The test results that came back changed everything. Emily was HIV positive. She had contracted it from a previous relationship, something she hadn't known until now. My world came crashing down as the doctor explained the implications. I, too, needed to get tested. The days leading up to my results were the longest of my life. When the doctor confirmed that I was also HIV positive, I felt a wave of emotions: anger, fear, sadness, and betrayal. But above all, I felt love for Emily. I couldn't blame her. She hadn't known. We were both victims of circumstances beyond our control. In the weeks that followed, Emily and I leaned on each other for strength. We educated ourselves about living with HIV, sought medical treatment, and joined support groups. It wasn't easy, but our love for each other gave us the courage to face this new reality. Through it all, I learned an important lesson. Love isn't about perfection or fairy tales. It's about standing by someone even when things get tough. It's about forgiveness, understanding, and finding joy in the little moments. As I sit here writing this, Emily is asleep beside me, her face peaceful. Our journey hasn't been easy, but it's been worth it. We've faced challenges that would have broken many, but our love has kept us strong. This isn't the end of our story. It's just the beginning. We've decided to use our experiences to help others, to spread awareness about HIV, and to show that love can thrive even in the face of adversity. Life has its twists and turns, but with love, courage, and resilience, we can overcome anything. And as we step into this new chapter, I know that our best days are still ahead of us.